Today I need to try to make drawers. I've never made drawers before. I have some drawer slides that I've purchased, and I've got to figure out exactly how to make the proper dimensions for the drawers and how to install the sliders. Welcome my friends, Evan Gray here. I hope you're all having a fabulous day. I am actually having a fabulous day up in the Colorado Rocky Mountains in this beautiful forest up here, getting some work done, getting some construction, working on kitchen cabinets today, and trying to do some drawers. But first, let me show you where I'm camped at. Step van over here, beautiful forest, pine trees. This is the construction zone. Have the sawhorses set up here, piece of plywood. Over here's the cabinets I've been working on, some wood that I'm using for construction, a chair over there. It is just absolutely gorgeous here. I've built two kitchen cabinets that you can see here. One is 14 inches wide, the other 12. I know they probably should be exactly the same, but on the mirror side, the opposite side, this one's going to have the sink going in between it. But on the opposite side, I'll also have matching countertops. And the reason I made this 14 inches wide is because the gap on the inside from here over to here is 13 inches, exactly the size of a propane bottle. So I'm going to put the propane bottle on the opposite side down here in this bottom area, so that I can store the propane in. And in between these two cabinets will be a countertop, and installed in that countertop will be a propane gas stovetop that'll go right into the counter in between those. So that's on the opposite side. Still need to make those two counters. On this side will be the sink, which will be installed on the countertop that'll go between these two counters. Today I need to try to make drawers. I've never made drawers before. I have some drawer slides that I've purchased, and I've got to figure out exactly how to make the proper dimensions for the drawers and how to install the sliders. I bought the cheap kind just because I have so many drawers, and I don't mind them sticking just a little bit because, you know, sometimes I'm not parked perfectly level, and I think having a little bit more friction in there is probably actually better. So hopefully these drawer slides will work out well. Over here I have a bunch of drawer slides that I've purchased. These are all the 22-inch variety, and these are not those fancy sliders. They're the ones with the wheels and sort of the track things that you pop them into that you have probably all seen before. So this will be my first time to try to install these. I'm hoping that it goes well and really smoothly and that there's no hiccups or complications. So first I'm going to pull apart these things, read the instructions, try to figure out the dimensions that I need to build drawers, and I'll build one drawer and see if I can get it installed correctly. I really don't know what I'm doing with building these drawers. I've watched some videos on it, but all the videos have the bottom of the drawer being done out of really, really thin wood, like I don't know, like a Luan or really thin particle board or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what all that stuff is called. The problem with that is they make like this slot that they use a table saw. I don't have a table saw. I don't really have an easy way to do that slot to make the bottom of the drawer out of really thin material. So the only solution I can think of is to make it out of just standard plywood. And that complicates things quite a bit to make it out of 1/2-inch plywood. But anyway, I've got the sides cut. I'm just trying to figure out how to handle the bottom. Let me show you the sides. Here I've got the sides cut, and I made this 12 inches wide. It's going to fit into a 13-inch space. And the instructions call for a 1/2 inch on each side here, 1/2 inch on this side, 1/2 inch on this side for the drawer slides that'll attach right along the bottom here. The drawer slides are going to go in like this. This side here attaches to the cabinet, and this side here attaches to the drawer itself, and then it slides in. They're 22 inches long. I think that should work okay. I'm just doing one, figure out if this actually works before continuing and doing the other drawers. I think I found a solution for the bottoms of the drawers. I'm going to go ahead and use the thin wood like a Luan, something really like that. I have a bunch of scrap wood around like that I can use. And I've decided to take some scrap wood that I have, pieces like this, and insert it in the bottom. Over here you can see I went ahead and installed this on the bottom here, and it'll provide a sort of a lip along the bottom edge, and then I can put the bottom piece on top of this. I have this other one here that I'm going to install. And these are just scrap wood. I just had all these extra little pieces left over, and I have some more scrap wood down there. So I've got all these little pieces. I figured I would go ahead and use them. So I just apply some wood glue across the top surface here. Once I have the glue on this surface, then I put it inside and create the lip by putting it against this edge here and use my brad nail gun to install it. It's pretty cool. And there you have it. Nice little lip on this side and over here on this side. I've cut out a piece of scrap wood here. It's just something that I picked up in a free pile at the RTR, the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. And I'm just going to drop it in here. And it just sort of fits in the drawer. I've read through all the instructions for mounting these drawer rails. Very first time for me to do this. I've never assisted anybody. I've just watched a couple of videos on this, and actually the style I looked at was not this style with the little wheels on it. The style I looked at for the video install was these rails that had ball bearings in it. So anyway, I've read the instructions. I think I've got this figured out. I installed 2 rails here at the inside, tried to get them the proper height. I don't know, I'm just totally going blind here. And then I mounted them on the bottom of this drawer here with the wheels on the back side, although the front and the back look identical on the drawer, so I guess I could flip it around if I've got it the wrong way. So, moment of truth, I'm going to see if it actually fits in there and rolls inside. So let's see if I can do this with one hand. Okay, I think this is how it goes. So far so good. All right, I think we have success. A little bit of clearance here on the back. Looks flush on the side, on the front. Maybe a 1/16 of an inch off, but it's looking pretty good. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to do, instead of 3 drawers, do 2 drawers. Just so I don't have to buy as many drawer slides and do as many and build as many drawers. So I think that'll be easier for me. That'll give me 4 of these cabinets, 2 drawers each. That'll give me a total of 8 drawers. I think that's enough for the kitchen area. Because I don't own a table saw and don't have one out here in the middle of the forest, and it's pretty big to lug around, I use an alternative which I can use with my rotary saw, and it's just a guide with some clamps so that I'm able to have this rail guide to run the rotary saw along the edge. Let me show you. This aluminum rail actually has 2 parts, so you can join it together with this little joint thing here. So if you want to go the long ways and go 8 foot, you can, but I'm just using the 4 foot section here, and you clamp it down, and it needs to be 1 1/8 inch in from where the saw blade is. So I made this little block wood piece so that I'm able to just set this here, and then I just need to account for the width of the blade if I'm cutting on this side versus the other side. I'm cutting a 7-inch width here to make the sides of the secondary drawer. So I have one drawer over here that is 4 inches, and that's that one there, and then this one here will be 7 inches, so that'll be the deeper drawer. Pretty cool tip and technique that I learned. I think it was from Doug, who is outside of Colorado Springs. I think he's the one that taught me this, but you use a speed square and you use it as the edge for the rotary saw as you go up the edge. And you can use this for shortcuts. I have 2 speed squares, a large one and a small one, and I use these things all the time, almost every single cut. And it's pretty darn cool the way this works. Let me show you that. Here's the speed square set up into position, and you use the rotary saw right along this edge here so that it's square because of this lip on the edge of this square, and then you can just cut a perpendicular line. Works really, really great. I'm going to set the camera down and show you how this works. And there you go, nice square cut. I'm mostly finished with the first of the cabinets, and now I have 2 drawers in here, and they are fitting perfectly on the first try. Super stoked about that. The only things left to do are paint it. I'm going to put barnwood as the finished face, the front cover for these drawers. I'm still working on some custom drawer pulls that I want to get, and then I need to make a door that'll go here. It'll be a barnwood door as well. So I've got to wait for the hinges to arrive for that. But I think this is far enough along that probably tomorrow or the next day I'm going to install it into the step van, and I have some new butcher block countertops that are going to go on the top of this, which is why I've created these. So I'm going to do a little bit of shifting around. It'll be a couple of days before you'll actually see those installed in the step van. But I'm really stoked about this. It's looking really good. I'm excited with this, and that I actually managed to do it the first time correctly. At least from what I can tell, I think I've got it correct. That's all I have for this episode. Thank you for watching. Savor the moment. See you next episode.